Hey everyone, what's good with it? Welcome back to my channel. So I'm so sorry, I've been AFK for all this while, but life creeped up on me and I had a lot of shit on my plate. Yes, I can say that word on my channel. But today I'm gonna go over what I learned. So Webpack, how to bundle your JS files, also using CSS and Sass in your custom Webpack application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of my older projects that I have. So over here, I have this algorithm a project that I made a long time ago. This is all on one file, which I'll show you. So it's pretty much a merge sort algorithm running in the background, and it's updating chart.js to show you visually how really merge sort works. But let's go into the file over here. So over here we just have a regular index.js file, and over here we just have the HTML. At the top over here I am importing Bootstrap, and then I am also hitting chart.js for their library. So I'm going to try to remove all of these and try to use node modules to try to get this up and running. So over here we just have the code at the bottom. So before I start, so let's do this. Let's first let's do a npm init over here just to start our npm project, and this will get us started over here. So npm init, great. I have my package.json over here. So I'm going to need a few Webpack gonna need a few Webpack packages for me to start. So I'll do Webpack -d for dev, Webpack install -d. So I'm going to need Webpack, Webpack CLI, and I'm also going to need one more thing. This is just extra, you don't really need it. It's Webpack dev server. So this is going to allow us to actually run this project inside Webpack's own like server, instead of me using, right now I'm using live server through VS Code. So I'm right clicking over here and I'm clicking open with live server. So that's how I'm seeing it over here. Okay, so we got all our packages installed over here. So I'm gonna set up our project structure. So everything inside source is going to be our all our JS files, and over here I'll create another folder for dist. So I'm going to move my index. So I'm going to move my index in dist over here. So it says move. I'll probably kill live server too. So let me kill live server. All right. So everything in here is going to be our index.js, or all our JS code that is concerning this project. So let me first copy all this code that I have over here. So I'm gonna just copy all of this. Just cut this all out. I do not need the script tag anymore, because that is where we aren't just inserting it directly over here. And here is our index.js file. Okay, so everything should work fine. Now let's create a Webpack config folder. So this is going to tell Webpack how to handle stuff. So if we go right now and we just say Webpack or npm Webpack, let's see what happens right now. Did you mean Webpack over here? So let's try Webpack. Oh yeah, so I just say Webpack over here. Let's see if this works. Okay, Webpack's not found. Okay, so let's configure this. So over here I'll make a new file and I'll call it webpack.config.js, and over here is going to be all our Webpack stuff. So I'm going to say module.exports, and this is going to equal an object, or a Webpack config object. So our Webpack config object, let's see. So first of all, let's do our mode is development over here, and then I'm going to add a few rules. So I'll say the entry point over here is going to be source / index.js over here. And then I will also, so let's actually keep it like this for now. Let me also do dev server also. So dev server content base is in /dist over here. So let me do that. Let me go into our package.json here and let's create a few scripts that will help us out to run this. So I'm going to do npm start. So this is going to call webpack serve -- open. So open is just going to open the window for us. And I'm curious what this will actually do. I'm not sure if this will run or not, but I'm curious what Webpack says. So Webpack, so cannot get /. So let's see what's gone wrong here. So module can't resolve source / index.js. Let me see. So it's looking into entry over here. So let me take a look at this. So our entry is index.js. Let me just change that to index and see what happens over here. npm start. Okay, so same thing's happening over here. So it doesn't really matter because we haven't really finished all our configs over here. So also now to kind of get Webpack to transpile all this stuff. So we're gonna try to write our code in modern JavaScript. And to allow your code to run in older browsers, we need to transpile it. So a few things that can help us transpile is Babel. So we're going to install a few dependencies for Babel. So over here we'll do npm. So we'll do npm install -d. So at Babel core, which is the main junction of Babel, we will do Babel presets. Also, I spelled Babel wrong. It's Babel. So this is Babel /presets -env. And let's see if we need anything else right now. Babel core. Oh, we also need Babel loader. So Babel loader over here, which will handle our files and pushing them out. Okay. So while that's getting installed, let's jump into our Webpack over here and configure the rest of the stuff that we need. So we're over here in Webpack. So our entry point is source index file, and our output over here will be our file name. So this can be anything. You can name this anything. I'm going to name it main.js. And the path, actually I won't put a path here because I believe it does already look into your dist folder. So there's nothing to change over there. Okay, so time to use Babel now. So over here, I'm going to open up a module, object over here. And inside the module object, it's going to have different rules, or how with the different rules you're going to handle all your files. So inside it's going to be an array of object, and it's going to have a key of test, and this is going to be trying to look for our files over here. So it's going to start with index.js and $sign to initial that it's the end over here. And what we're going to use over here, so we're going to use our Babel loader. So BABLE, Babel loader. So great, we have that. Another thing is, let's exclude our node modules folder over here. So we don't need our node modules to get included inside this. So over here, let me just exclude this. Great, so we excluded our node modules folder, and we have our, we're using Babel. So another thing is that we gotta make a Babel RC file. So over here, I'm just gonna open up a .babel RC. So it's gonna make a Babel RC file, and inside here, I'm going to use our presets, right? So we got our Babel presets, but we still have to use it. So presets is just an array, and it's at Babel preset.env, preset-env over here. So this is all we need for this folder. We don't have to touch this folder anymore. And over here, let's make sure everything is good. So we got our rules stated out over here that we're using Babel loader for our JS stuff. we specified our entry point and our output name, which is going to be main.js, and I'll show you how we're going to be using that soon. Yeah, and I think that is it. So if we do npm, let's do an npm run build. So let's make that script over here. So let's open this, and we'll do a build script as well. And inside here, all I need to do is call Webpack. So let me try that. Npm Run Build. If I can spell that right, Npm Run Build over here. Npm Run Build. Wow, I really can't spell. Okay. So this is using Webpack, so let's see what's going on here. So dev server, there's something wrong with dev server over here. I feel like I didn't put a ending trailing comma over here, so that makes sense over there. So this is gonna compile, can't resolve, source src / index.js. But what's interesting here is that it did, so let me double check over here. So our entry is source. Oh, okay, so I got to specify from this directory down, we got to look into source.next.js, and it spit out our main.js, but it doesn't really have anything here. But this is what Bootstrap starts with. It just does an iffy, so a self-executing function over here, and it's just going to run this. So we're going to see our code now getting compiled. So if I do another npm run build over here, there we go. So we have our code now that's getting spit out in this function over here. So let's try to do npm run or npm start, and let's see what happens here. So this is going to open our Webpack dev server, so it cannot get / over here. So let's figure out why that is. So we go to Webpack. Okay, so we also got to make sure we put our dots over here to tell Webpack that it's from this directory down. So over here, okay, so we got our web page now finally uploading with the Webpack dev server. But we noticed one thing. We don't have our chart anymore. So another thing we need to do is also use our main.js file over here. So inside our body, I'm going to open a script tag over here. So let me see the convention. So script is equal to source. So source is equal to main.js over here. So that's all we need to do for this. And now let's save this and let's try to refresh and see what we get. Okay, great. So now we have all our, we got our Webpack bundling our index.js file, and it's transpiling it into something that is going to run on all browsers. So we can write our stuff in modern code, and it can totally, and Babel will just handle that by transpiling it down to code that's more recognized in much older browsers, which you might not think of. Like there's small stuff here and there that people usually overlook. Okay, so I want to do a few more things. I want to, now since I'm using Webpack, since I'm using Babel, and since I'm using node modules now, I want to get rid of our, if you go here, I want to get rid of our chart.js library over here, because I can just use node modules now. I don't need to go to a CDN. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this and just do npm install chart.js. So this would install chart.js for me, and let me do a couple things to make sure. So I'm going to get rid of this right now. So I'm going to get rid of this CDN over here, and I save this, and I do a npm run or npm start over here. So this will open up a browser, and over here again our chart.js is gone. So that's good because we did remove the CDN. But you also might be wondering, but wait, we just installed chart.js, shouldn't it be working as well? Shouldn't be getting from node modules? Not precisely. So we still have to go into our index.js file here and say import chart from chart.js. So we save this. There should be a hot reloading happening at the bottom, and we can come back here and we have our chart showing up. So let's refresh this page over here, and now it's working. There's just some syntax errors over here. Great. So now we have that. Another thing now, we can now if we need to use any other JS library, we can totally just do an npm install and pull it into your folder over here. And then all you need to do is to have this Babel config over here. Now here's one thing interesting. So there's a few things implied or guessed by Webpack because it's more common practice. So we don't need to mention this entry.js over here, and I'm pretty sure we might not need to use this output file. But let's save this right now and do an npm run build over here, and let's see Webpack builds successfully, and that it goes compiled successfully, and we still have our main.js code over here. And you realize, wow, this is getting huge. It's because we just imported the chart.js library as well. So there's nothing to worry about. Like, I didn't write all that code, but you just imported it. So let's not forget that. Okay, let's remove this too, because I believe that Webpack also implies that, and also this, just to show you like the minimal amount of Webpack config you truly need. So I'll just do an npm run build, and there you go, it works again. So I do an npm start, and npm start's going to start up my website. And over here, okay, so yeah, so we do need to tell our dev server where it needs to be. So this is what I like to do, like to trial and error stuff, just to make sure that I'm on the right track as well. So I do an npm start. So this will tell Webpack dev server where to look, and then we have our chart.js library over here. But this is the end of this video. I just wanted to go over starting your Webpack, your custom Webpack config to use our node module. So anything you download, you can use that. Custom modern JavaScript also can now get transpiled into stuff that'll still be handled by older browsers to a certain extent. In next video, I am going to get rid of Bootstrap. So we have Bootstrap over here that I'm still getting using a CDN. I'm going to download it through NPM, and I'm going to use it. But there's one thing, I didn't configure Webpack to handle CSS and SCSS files more importantly. So next video, I'm going to be doing that. But in the meanwhile, I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care and peace out.